You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
Keep swinging for the fences. It's like this heart is defenseless against a passion that's pumping through my veins. Blood, sweat, tears, it's a calling. And if I can't walk, then I'm crawling. It might flicker, but they can't kill the flame. I can't stop, I can't quit. It's in my heart, it's on my lips. I can't stop, no, I can't quit. It's in my heart, yeah, I'm on it. Till the wheels fall off, till the spotlight fades.
Good evening, folks. It is Thursday, almost at July. Wow, I guess I must be trying to rush the summer. March 8th, 2018. Wow, I'm doing great tonight. So how are you guys? So apparently I haven't done a show all week, which has made me forget what day it is, what time it is, when I'm supposed to start the show, how I'm supposed to talk when I start the show. Alright, so anyway, I am Rick Robinson. We are mere moments away from the beginning of the America Off the Rails show right here on KLRMradio.com. We have tons of stuff to talk about because it's Thursday, which means I'm supposed to have 2 shows in the books. But in between fighting allergies on Tuesday night and then a drunk guy on a tractor last night, took forever to get my internet up and running last night, so I wasn't able to do this show. We were able to get everything else done that we were supposed to do for the night, so that was great. So if you missed it, last night, G on the Conservative Curmudgeon radio show, trying to say that 3 times fast, did the first annual Woke Awards, as he likes to call them, the Wokies. So if you missed that, make sure you check it out. But we'll be back to start the show here in just about 60 seconds. Don't go away.
I can't stop, no, I can't quit. It's in my heart, yeah, I'm on it. Till the wheels fall off, till the spotlight fades. I will lift your banner high, Lord, I'll lift your banner high.
Everyone loves liberty. Our rights come from God, not the government. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Liberty Health Share is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your health care, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty Health Share and take back the control of your health care while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org.
Keep on doing what you do, Rick. You're my favorite host. Favorite host.
This freedom is anything but free. What we have here depends on those who will fight for what they believe. When we stand together, there's nothing that we can't achieve. This nation of people standing as one in the name of liberty.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the program. I am Rick Robinson. We're coming to you live right now from KLRNradio.com, and we do this thing usually Tuesday through Friday. Unfortunately, this will be a short week for us, so Thursday, Friday. It's not my fault, man. I couldn't talk Tuesday, so it was going to be really hard to do an hour by myself, and I couldn't arrange a guest that quickly because I didn't figure out till like 5 minutes before I was going to be home that I was coughing like I'd smoked 3 packs of cigarettes that day. Just for anybody who's wondering, I actually quit smoking like 7-8 years ago-ish. Might even be a little bit longer. I've kind of lost count. What I do know is I put down cigarettes and I picked up lots of pounds. It's always a trade-off somewhere. But according to the doctor, even though I'm heavier than I'm supposed to be, I'm still healthier than I was when I was smoking. I don't necessarily believe him because I can't walk for more than like 600-700 feet before I feel like I'm sweating a Big Mac. But maybe it would help if I would stop eating those. Speaking of eating Big Macs, so McDonald's is actually, in honor of National Women's Day, a lot of the McDonald's with digital arches, turn their arches upside down. Funny thing is, I started sharing this last night as soon as I noticed it, and the resounding thing was, it's kind of hard to make it seem like you're trying to honor women when you make your logo look like a pair of saggy boobs. Thanks, McDonald's, or as I am now calling them, Woke-Donalds. And as Al, who likes to hang out in the chat quite often, pointed out last night when I was producing another show, we could just start calling it a woke, what he called it, a woke mac, I think. Woke mac with fries. Woke Donalds and the whole thing, dude. It could be woke nuggets instead of McNuggets. I mean, come on, it would work. Now, my thing is, since they decided for a day to turn their arches into a W, are they just trying to say that they self-identify as Whataburger? I'm just saying. All right. So anyway, we've got lots of stuff to talk about tonight. Of course, there have been all kinds of stories that have come out in regards to the Florida shooting. Again, we now know for a fact that the FBI has admitted that they didn't follow protocol, but that doesn't stop everybody from continuing to demonize the NRA, including people that I really, 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 really used to love to watch on TV when I was growing up. Yes, Marina Sirtis, I'm talking to you. Along with a handful of others. We'll actually get into that and much, much more. Because, this whole Broward County thing is going to apparently get a lot worse before it gets any better. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. We've got to take a break. Occasionally we do have to try to pay these things called bills. So we're going to try to get that out of the way here right about now, and we'll be back in about 60 seconds. Stay tuned.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
Welcome back, folks. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. Again, we do this thing live, typically every Tuesday through Thursday. We're also available in other places, so if you can't catch us live, well, first of all, that makes me have a sads. But, as long as you're listening, I really don't mind, because I actually just enjoy the fact that people choose to listen. So I'm going to give out the affiliates real quick, and then we're going to give out some of the podcast stuff, and then we'll actually get started with the topics of the show. So the show is currently available live every Tuesday through Thursday, unless a drunk takes out my internet, which happened last night for those of you just tuning in. So usually Tuesday through Thursday live, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. That's on KLRNradio.com, our home station. Also available on the Lanterns Radio Network every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern, and available on AMFM247.com. We've now actually transitioned to weekends over there, so I do believe they're now running us on Saturday and Sunday. Looks like it's going to be at about 9 Eastern. And then, of course, we have CRNDigitalTalk.com every Saturday and Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific. So I mean, all in all, we're still going out all over the place, and we're still hitting all kinds of terrestrial stations. You guys are the ones that are making that possible. Not to mention the fact that thanks to great fans who have made the show what it is, we're also available on iHeartRadio, which is a no small feat, and is in part thanks to you guys that tune in all the time, because they do routinely check the numbers and see what we're doing when we go out to all the different places that we go out to. And so there's a bit of a threshold there in some cases. Especially if you've been on for as long as I've been on, because they've actually talked about dropping us once or twice, and they're like, yeah, you know what, never mind, you guys' numbers are doing pretty good now, which I think a lot of that has to do with CRN pushing us really well, and you guys that are finding us through social media. So again, want to thank you for taking the time to tune in. No matter how you listen, doesn't matter to me, just the fact that you listen is amazing. So for those of you who have an aversion to iHeart, because I know you're out there, maybe you guys like iHeart or Apple products, you can also listen on iTunes. Also, I just found out something pretty cool. Actually, we've known about it for a while, but I've been trying to figure out how exactly to make it work. So I know a lot of you guys have the Amazon Alexas. So what I'm about to do, if you have an Alexa near you, you're going to be mad at me, but you're going to thank me for it later. Alexa, enable Spreaker skill. So once she acknowledges that, what you can now do is actually pull up Spreaker through your Alexa device. So anytime you want to listen to America Off the Rails, you can say, Alexa, play Spreaker, America Off the Rails. It will actually go to the most recent podcast or a live show if it's available. You can do that through any of our shows by naming them by title, or you can actually ask it to play anything from KLRN Radio, because it'll find that for you too. So, yeah, you're welcome. All right, so anyway, onto this NRA thing, because I gotta say, this is starting to drive me crazy, because the more of this that we find out, and I know some of you are like, man, we've been hearing about this all week. Well, I ain't done a show all week, so cut me some slack, because I have a lot of things that I want to say about this, and it's been driving me crazy. Like today on Twitter, I'm not going to mention any names, but somebody pointed out, because we were talking about the fact, there were all these things that the Florida law enforcement and even the FBI could have done to stop this scenario, because once he self-reported, they could have actually gone in, put him under a hold, actually removed any weapons that he had in his possession while he was under the hold, and tried to give the medical community time to do their job to see if they could verify whether or not he was actually a danger to himself or to others. I'm pretty sure they would have found out that he was. So, of course, we're all talking about that, and, of course, everybody's still attacking Dana and everybody else with the NRA. Rosie yesterday was all over herself, having a meltdown, talking about the NRA being a terrorist organization. Rosie, you're never mind. I can't be nice to these people anymore. And I really try to keep things above the fray, so to speak, especially on the radio. Because this show does go out terrestrially, so I don't want to. I mean, yes, they're public figures, and I understand their fair game. But if you really want to see me lay into these folks, it's probably best that you follow along on Twitter, because I don't have nearly the self-restrictions that I apply on Twitter as I do when I'm doing broadcasting, because, just because this show may not necessarily be the one that I send over, it doesn't necessarily mean that if one of the affiliates is short an hour, they'll just kind of come grab one every once in a while. So I always try to treat every show as if it's going out on the FCC regulated stuff, because I never know when they are. So, I mean, I could say mean things about Rosie. It's not like there's not a million things that you could say. And I mean, I would probably get more ratings if I did. But the simple fact of the matter is that doesn't really solve anything. What does solve something is if we could actually start coming at this from a logical perspective. This doesn't have a damn thing to do with the NRA. This has to do with a failure of the Broward County Sheriff's Department and the FBI to do their jobs. But we keep coming back to the same thing. Oh, the NRA is a terrorist organization. Well, you know what? I'm a member of the NRA. So that means you're calling me a terrorist. Am I a spokesperson for the NRA? No, they don't pay me anything. I pay them because I pay dues. But I pay them for a reason, because the NRA is actually an educational system. We're not a bunch of lobbyists. We're not all sitting around in a smoky room puffing on cigars going, which gun deal could we make sure goes through next? Because we need that money from those gun deals there. The NRA doesn't even make money off of guns. That's the thing that drives me crazy. We've got, pretty much everybody from Star Trek but William Shatner is like, the NRA's evil and they need to die. George Takei is all like, the United Federation of Planets at one point was going to arm our Starfleet instructors because of some clamoring Earthlings, but we outgrew it. Dude, first of all, Starfleet's not a real thing. Neither is the United Federation of Planets. Lieutenant Sulu, please report to sick bay for a medical evaluation. I'm pretty sure you need a brain scan. Because it's not real, man. Look, I'm not going to lie. When I was a teenager, especially when Next Generation was first taken off, and before I knew that Will Wheaton was a total tool, I actually liked the fact that there was somebody on Star Trek The Next Generation that was around my age group. And I'm probably going to have some people calling me a nerd, but I actually used to daydream about being Wesley Crusher because that was awesome. And I thought it would be cool to be the kid on the Enterprise getting to do all that cool stuff if that was a real thing and we were in that time frame. But the thing about it is, no matter how great they make all of this look on paper, because, everybody gets to do their own thing and they get to grow up and do whatever they want to do because we don't have to worry about money anymore, so we can just do things to make society better because it's all better that way and everybody can do whatever they want to do. Look, that's never going to work. We can talk about how much it's going to work and how much better it would be, but that would mean you would have 1 billion people wanting to either be astronauts, scientists, or some other thing that not everybody can do. And then everybody's like, well, who's going to clean the sewers? Well, somebody would clean the sewers because they would know that it would be something that would have to be done. I got to tell you, if I woke up tomorrow and somebody said I could do whatever I wanted to do for a living for the rest of my life and they were going to pay me, guess where I would be? Right here, 3 to 5 hours a day going, I don't have to worry about paying my bills anymore, so I might as well just do radio. Now, does that sound great? Yeah, because that's what I would love to do for a living full time. But if somebody's just handing it to me, I guarantee you I'm going to get bored with it. Part of the reason I enjoy doing this as much as I do is because I'm the one putting it together. I'm the one making it happen, not by myself. I have an entire team with me. So I'm not trying to take all the credit. But the simple fact of the matter is I get satisfaction from putting this stuff together and being able to take it to a potential client and say, this is what we've been able to do. We want your help to take it further. But if I don't have to do that, if I don't have to strive to make it better, if I don't have to strive to push it out to more places, if I don't have to strive to find income for it, then I'm going to be just sitting here all the time going, la, 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 la. They're paying me to be on the radio because I have a guaranteed government income. Y'all can listen to me do this for 14 hours a day because they're paying me now. Nobody would tune in. It sounds great on paper. Venezuela, when they first started doing this stuff, it looked great on paper. The VA looked great on paper. The Democrats used the VA as their clarion call for how much better everything would be if we had single-payer socialized medicine. The VA was their example. Until we found out the deep, dark secrets about the VA and started looking in the nooks and crannies and the shadowy places and under the rugs and under the beds and found all of the things that they didn't want us to know. So now we have people, including Crazy Uncle Speedo, that are screaming about, we need single payer. No, we do not. Have you guys seen the stories that are coming out of Great Britain, where parents are being told by judges and by hospitals that they don't have the right to make the decision as to whether or not their child should be continued to be left on life support? I don't care how expensive you think it is. I don't care how much torture you think it is. That is not your decision. That decision is between God and the parents. Period. End of sentence. And when the government starts getting in the way of that, there will be anarchy everywhere, especially in this country, because we're not going to stand for that. We're not. Not yet. Now, in a couple of generations, who knows? But I just realized I'm on a bit of a rant. I'm past my break, so we got to take a break. We'll be right back. Got to reel myself back in. See you guys in about 3.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson, and we are live right now, so I hope everybody's enjoying the show so far. We're coming up to the bottom of the hour. Since I went long on that last segment, we're going to have to have a short one this time, because I got to get back on the right rotation clock here. But as far as what we've been talking about so far, so we've kind of been all over the map, so we're going to kind of reel things back in a bit. We've been talking about the Broward shooting in the NRA. First of all, I just want to say, I want to give a big shout out to Dana Loesch, because she has been taking all kinds of crap ever since this most recent shooting. Probably more than she's taken from any other shooting or any other thing that's gone on with her. And she's taking it with grace and poise, and it's one of the reasons why I am so glad that we follow each other on Twitter and that we've actually met before during CPAC. I didn't get the chance to make it this year, but I plan on making sure that we're there for next year. So I'm hoping we get a chance to talk again. Also want to give a shout out to our husband Chris, who puts up with almost as much crap, even though he's not the guy doing the radio stuff. And he's usually one of the first ones to jump to her defense, which is awesome. And these people that are coming after her, dude, they're absolutely crazy. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I mean, that's like Marina Sirtis yesterday. Told Dana that she would say God bless to her too, but she knows for a fact that God is not going to be blessing her, because she's basically, she didn't say it exactly like this, but the translation's basically that she's an NRA whore. And and then I've seen people that talk about the fact that she doesn't deserve to go to heaven. I saw Chris Titus, a fairly unknown or washed up comedian who did like one season of a Fox special back when Fox was like a fairly new thing. And then has done a couple things here and there since then, who basically retweeted somebody talking about a snuff film that somebody put out that made it look like Dana was being murdered. Her children found it before she could get home. This guy, so imagine the conversation that they had when her children found this and said, Mom, why does it look like somebody's trying to kill you? I mean, to me, that's probably as bad or, well, at least just as bad of the thing that Kathy Lee or Kathy Griffin or whatever the heck her name is, when she did the severed head of Trump and Barron found it and was freaking out. And everybody's like, his dad's a butthead, so he's fair game too. I'm like, no, he's a kid. That's the thing. These people are wishing death upon Dana and her children, because of the fact that she is actually a spokesman for the NRA. Or spokesperson, sorry. The simple fact of the matter is these people don't even understand what the NRA is. The NRA doesn't make money off of gun deals. The NRA doesn't lobby for gun manufacturers. Actually, if you go look, half the time the NRA is actually against a lot of the things some gun manufacturers are trying to do. What they basically are is an education group. They're not a bunch of government shills. They're us. I mean, at last count, I think they're up to 5.5 million members now. But everybody's treating them as if they're a terrorist organization. I mean, I'm sorry, you may not like the NRA. I don't really care what your opinion about the NRA is, but I'm really tired of seeing people get attacked just because they happen to have an NRA membership. That doesn't make any sense to me. The NRA didn't pull the trigger. The NRA didn't fail to deal with the fact that this kid reported, either self-reported or was reported by somebody else 40 some odd times. Nothing was ever dealt with. I think primarily because the Broward County School District and the Broward County Sheriff's Office had a deal about keeping things under the rug. What doesn't make any sense to me from one perspective about that, though, is I could almost see that from the perspective of while the kid was attending the school. But the kid was, not that it would make any sense to me, but I could understand because of that agreement that they'd made, which was stupid, by the way. I could understand them not doing anything then. But once he was expelled, because let's not forget, he wasn't a student anymore. And yet somehow he kept sneaking back onto the property. Say what you want about the mean, nasty, scary AR-15. The AR-15 had very little to do with the incident. The AR-15 was a tool in the incident. What we keep forgetting is that there were 4 trained sheriff's officers taking up a perimeter outside. There were 2 SWAT officers from another area who have been reprimanded for trying to go help. Now, say what you want. They were outside of their jurisdiction. They're just trainees, blah, 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 blah. Say what you want. The problem is if they have a Florida seal on their badge, I don't know if they do or not, but I know in Oklahoma, when you put on a badge that says police officer, doesn't matter if it says Midwest City, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, you have a state seal in the center. That means that because that has a state seal on it, you technically have jurisdiction anywhere within the state of Oklahoma. The only thing that you are required to do is notify the local dispatcher in the area where you are going 10-8, which means on duty or in service, that you are there. And most of the time what they will have you do is take whatever action necessary until another officer from that actual jurisdiction arrives. With those other officers sitting there with their thumbs up their rectums, if I was one of those, to me that's no different than the issue with Benghazi where we had those 4 guys that basically said, screw it, we're going to go do this anyway. Those were those SWAT guys. And we had another incident where basically they were being told to stand down and they did it anyway. Why were they told to stand down? Why were those officers taking a perimeter? With shots going on, you cannot tell me that with the training that these officers have had, that they weren't aware that those shots were coming from inside the building, not outside of the building. I have done live fire exercises. I have gone through shooter scenarios. I know what that feels like. I know what it sounds like. There is no way that they did not know that those shots were coming from inside. But let's continue to blame the NRA. Let's make the NRA this evil thing. So I have a question, folks. When we finally cave, because at some point we will, we always do. I don't know when. I hope I'm not alive to see it. But at some point we will cave. So when we cave and they obliterate the NRA, What's next? All right, we're well past the bottom of the hour. I'm not doing so good with the show clock today. We'll be back. Got to take a break. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. See you in a bit.
Back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of
Everyone loves liberty. Our rights come from God, not the government. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Liberty Health Share is founded on the idea that most people truly want to help one another. Healthcare sharing allows members to do just that as a true community that supports one another in times of need. Liberty believes people should make decisions for themselves and their families. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their healthcare. Freedom from guilt or doubt about how your money is used. You have the freedom to direct your healthcare, not to be dictated to by bureaucrats. Stop letting others tell you what to do and join a community of like-minded people. Exercise your freedom. Join Liberty Health Share and take back the control of your healthcare while helping those around you. Call Liberty at 855-58-LIBERTY. Again, that's 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or you can check them out at libertyhealthshare.org. Again, that's libertyhealthshare.org.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. I hope everybody's enjoying their Thursday, or as I like to call it, Friday Eve. I gave some people a heart attack today because I started doing Follow Fridays on Thursday this week, but it's mainly because I didn't do any last week, so I was like, yeah, I should probably make up for that. Actually, I haven't done any for the last couple of weeks. Not really because I didn't want to, but because things have been crazy and I couldn't find an extra 5 minutes to put one together. So I was like, screw it, I'll do some on Thursday. So now apparently I've ruffled everybody's feathers. I was getting pictures all day about waking up thinking it was Friday, suddenly realizing it was Thursday, and everybody's mad at me now. So I'm like, whatever. I was trying to do a nice thing, but hate on me. It's all right. I can take it. So we've been kind of all over the place today. I got one other thing I definitely want to make sure that we talk about today, because apparently the president is getting closer to his idea about tariffs. I gotta tell you, I'm on the fence about this tariff thing. It's a confusing subject to begin with, so I can't necessarily say that I understand everything that's going to happen behind the scenes. I don't necessarily think that it's going to be a great thing for the economy. I understand part of why he's doing what he's doing, because he's coming at this from a business perspective, which is how he's been doing everything else. The funny thing is, no matter how badly we expect something to go, he normally finds a way to turn it to our advantage. So I'm really starting to think that these tariffs may not necessarily be around that long if he does, because apparently he's like already starting to sign things to make them actual things. Sorry, that sentence wasn't very well structured, but you know what I mean. So here's my thought, and I've been kind of mulling this over for a few days, and I've mentioned it in a couple of social media groups that I'm in. I honestly think he's using these as a negotiation tool or a negotiation tactic. It's going to be about like everything else. When people from the other countries realize he's not actually going to blink or fold, then I think they're going to be ready to come to the table and try to figure out how they can make things better for everybody. Because, I mean, the one thing, from a business perspective, you have to admit, the fact that we have been in such a trade deficit for so long is terrible for this country. Whether we want to talk about it or not, whether we want to admit it or not, yes, I understand that all economies now are basically interconnected, thanks to somebody that had this idea, this wonderful idea of mutually assured economic destruction, which started being put together after World War II to make all of the economies interdependent on one another so that we couldn't bomb somebody out of existence anymore. You want to know the real reason we haven't really gone all in and just obliterated an enemy since World War II? There's your answer. Because we can't anymore. Because it doesn't matter who they are. We have connections to them. Every other country has connections to them financially. And if we do, like everybody else says we should do, when it comes to the Middle East and turn it into a parking lot, the entire economy of the world is going to collapse. And they did that on purpose. That's why these people are so terrified about the tariffs. Because, again, everything is interconnected now. It's all a spider web. I mean, think about it from the perspective of a spider web. The thing about a spider web is it's only solid and sound while it's in one piece. That's why you can't bomb the crap out of Afghanistan or Iraq and expect everything else to hold up, because they'll be part of the web that's missing. And everything is interconnected now. Now that's a scary thing for the globalists. Because of the global interconnectivity now, they're afraid that these tariffs are going to do something to destabilize that. I think that's really the reason why the Goldman Sachs dude left. Because he was trying really, really hard to talk Trump out of doing these tariffs, and Trump basically said, I'm going to do them anyway. Short term, it's probably going to hurt. And I only say that because I honestly don't understand enough about how all of that works. I've been researching it, and again, I do understand a lot of the concepts that came about after World War II that made all of our economies really interconnected. And that was actually the framework for the beginning of the New World Order. Whether anybody wants to talk about it or acknowledge it or not, it's going to be a completely different thing. I know some of you right now are like, oh my God, he's starting to sound like Alex Jones. What's next? He's going to talk about fluoride turning frogs gay. No. I'm not trying to sound like Alex Jones. But even a broken clock is right twice a day. So when Alex Jones starts talking about New World Order, that stuff actually exists, folks. If you don't believe me, I know I'm about to alienate some more folks. Maybe you should pick up your Bible once in a while. Open that book called Revelations and read about what happens at the end. Because if you start paying attention to what's in the end of that book, we're kind of swirling around that little time frame right about now, whether you want to admit it to yourself or not. Because it's all starting to come together. Now, here's an interesting thought, because this is something else that kind of occurred to me. So there's that part in Revelations where it talks about the generation that sees Israel return to the world will be the generation that is around to see the return of Christ. But, now stay with me, because Israel's been around now for a while. So I was starting to really think, we're getting to the point now where everything's either about to happen or the Bible's going to fall flat on its face, which has never happened in history. So then I had a thought. When did Israel really return to the map? In whole. Was it when they were reformed back in the 60s? Or was it when the United States of America recognized... Was it when the United States of America recognized their capital? Now, you can say what you want, but I think that was the last missing piece. And now we have other people that are coming to the front and saying, you know what, since you've done it, we're going to move our embassy there too. That's the capital of Israel. We know it's the capital. That's it. So, again, we'll find out soon enough if I'm crazy. And there is an outside chance that I am. I mean, I talk to you guys, or as my wife likes to say, I talk to myself and then a bunch of electronic people for like 10 hours a week. So we'll find out whether I'm crazy or not. All right, coming up on one of the last breaks of the show, this is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. Back in about 1:20.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
All right, folks, welcome back. So, pop quiz. For those of you hanging out in the chat or listening live, who was it that founded the national, or actually formed the National Education Association? I'll give you three guesses. First two don't count. I need the Jeopardy theme for when I do things like this. But yeah, so anyway, it was Carter. So in the chat, we've had an interesting little conversation going on about, what's happened to America since the National Education Association. If you'll notice, there's been a lot of leftist indoctrination going on in all public schools, most public universities, to the point now where we basically, I honestly believe we are about one generation from having our children being wards of the state from cradle to grave. because that's what we want anymore. I mean, look at any time anything goes sideways. Now, I'm not trying to make light of the situation in Florida, so for all of you that are about to get butthurt, stay with me. Or don't. I don't really care. But anytime anything goes sideways, the first thing we do is start screaming at the government. How did you fail us? How can you fix this? What happened? What do we need to do differently? Let's take guns away from everybody because they're so evil. That never used to be a thought process for us. When something went sideways, whatever it was, we would either band together on our own and fix it, or if need be, we would hold the person accountable that caused things to go sideways in the first place. But now, anytime anything goes wrong, the first thing we do is look at government. And look, I'm not trying to excuse Trump or anything else, but for those of you that have been all over me for months, that because I'm supporting him, I'm taking all my conservative values and throwing them out the window, nothing about that could be further from the truth, because I want you to take a really hard, long look at what the left is trying to do right now. You just saw it today. They are back to trying to make universal health care a thing in this country. Don't you dare tell me that because I'm opposed to that and I'm willing to work with anyone to a point that can make sure that we don't wind up with universal health care, so that we don't have these crazy stories like we're seeing out of Great Britain, where parents aren't even allowed to make the decision as to whether or not their children get to live or die because of the cost to the state. Don't you tell me that I'm the one that's selling out my principles because I don't want to align myself with that. When you are aligning yourself with people that support Planned Parenthood, who want to scream at me about children being gunned down in schools, but don't have an issue with millions of children being slaughtered in the womb every single year, you don't have any room to talk to me about anything else until you can reconcile that. Because unlike what everyone else seems to think, the conservatives are not, oh, we only care about children once they're out of the womb. After that, it's up to you. No, but we do believe in self-reliance. We do not want the government in every aspect of our life from the moment we're born till the moment we die. If you give universal health care a foothold, which we've already tried to do once, look how well that worked out, but we're going to try to do it again, apparently, because that's what the left is actually running on now. I guess they've decided to take Make America Great Again and turn it into Make America Socialist again. I don't think they've thought that through, because if right now you say it under Trump, you say it sounds like MAGA. They say it's going to sound like Massa. Yes, Massa. Yes, Massa. I understand, Massa. You the boss now, Massa, because you in control of my health care. Oh, I can't speak out against you now because you're going to raise my cost of my health care if I do? Or you're going to cut it off? Or wait, if I say something against you, you're going to take my medicine away? We haven't thought this through, because we never do. Because we've become a group that only cares about the feels. Now, there are some of us that are still screaming and yelling, hey, pay attention to what's going on. You're not seeing the big picture. You're not realizing what you're about to give away. But there's plenty of lemmings that are running straight for that cliff. And unfortunately, there's enough of them that if they make it over that cliff, we're going to go with them. Because that's what's been happening for the last 20, 30 years. We don't care about self-reliance anymore. We don't care about personal responsibility anymore. We don't care about holding people accountable for anything, unless they're politicians. And then, by God, we better not be electing a president. We better be electing a pastor. I mean, everything that they're screaming about Donald Trump right now that he's done in his past, who didn't know that Donald Trump was somebody who thought that he was basically a playboy and could do whatever the hell he wanted to do, whenever the hell he wanted to do it? That was one of the reasons why I didn't vote for him. The dude used to pal around with Bill Clinton, and now you're surprised that there's a porn star that says, yeah, we actually did do the thing, that somebody put out a fake letter that said that I didn't do the thing, but since he didn't actually sign the non-disclosure agreement, I found out that I can talk about it now, so guess what? We did do the thing that I said that we didn't do, or that somebody said that I said that we didn't do. Because guess what? I don't care. It was over a decade ago. He's president. Did it happen in the Oval Office? Did he commit perjury about it happening in the Oval Office? Then sit down and shut up. I don't like it either, but he's president. I don't like the fact that apparently his wedding vows don't necessarily mean anything to him. But who's listening to the show right now, who hasn't done something that would be considered breaking your wedding vows. Because according to God and according to Jesus, if you're married and you've ever looked at a woman and said, man, I'd like to tap that, guess what? According to God, you just broke your marriage vows. This is the problem when we keep trying to live a holier-than-thou lifestyle. Because when we get to the point where nobody is good enough and nothing is perfect enough, then nothing ever gets done. Say what you want about Donald Trump. Still on the fence about the tariffs. Don't really like the fact that he can't keep his pants zipped up. But at the same time, he's moving inch by inch in the right direction. Is he doing everything perfect? No. But the funny thing is, like I said, even the things that I hate that he does, he usually finds a way to turn it right back around on the Democrats. I hated the fact that he was talking about DACA like it was going to be the next big thing. But now he's got the Dreamers pissed off at the Democrats because he came to the table. He told them, I want to find a way to fix this. All you have to do is work with me and give me some concessions on some things that I want, and we can make this happen. And they said no. They've missed the deadline. Now the Dreamers are pissed at the Democrats. They're not pissed at Donald Trump anymore. They're pissed at the Democrats. Do I like that he talked about it? No. Do I like the fact that he basically proved to everybody that the Democrats really don't give a crap about the Dreamers unless they're the ones in power and they can be the ones to make it happen? Yes, because it proves a point. Just like when he started talking about, well, I want to confiscate the guns first. That made me cringe. I was ready to fly to D.C. and figure out how to set up a meeting with the dude and just yell at him until he finally listened to me. But I guarantee you it's going to be just like the DACA thing. He's bringing them to the table. He's going to try to make a deal with them. And they're probably going to pull out. Again, do I like it? No. Am I afraid this may be one of the things where it doesn't work that way? Yes, absolutely, because they have been drooling about this one for decades. If he brings them to the table, this will probably be the one that they try to bite on. So I'm afraid. But I also have to trust the guy that's at the reins right now, whether I want to or not, because he's the guy that's at the reins right now. And so far, he's done a lot of things right. The problem is nobody's talking about the things that he's done right, because we're too busy talking about the fact that he may or may not have been banging a porn star before he ever got into politics. Who the hell cares? How many women did Bill Clinton bang while he was in politics? Willingly or unwillingly. And yet he still made it to president. The left didn't care about all the skeletons in his closet. The left didn't care about the skeletons in Hillary's closet. The left didn't care because they knew that Bernie and his wife were going to be under federal investigation, because that stuff takes a while to get rolling. They didn't care. They still put him up. So, you just really got to start looking at things and taking a look at the big picture, because we don't do that anymore. We get zoned in on one issue, man, and that is it. No matter what, that one issue has got to be the only thing that we stand up against. That's why, as much as I am opposed to abortion, and you guys know this, I get so mad at the people that only have that one issue. Because, yeah, I don't want abortion either, but I also don't want it to go back to back alleys with rusty coat hangers. Because it's no different than banning guns. You're not going to make it go away. What you're going to do is drive it into black market transactions, which is going to make things worse. We've got to find a way to make this stuff work and do it together. That means that occasionally we're going to have to do some things that we don't like, but by no means should we ever have anyone talk about the fact that we need to repeal the Second Amendment and make gun ownership a privilege, not a right. And the funny thing is, they said it backwards. Yeah, not giving them any name credit either. But some of you know who I'm talking about, because they were all over Twitter talking about the fact that we need to repeal the Second Amendment. Gun ownership needs to be a right, not a privilege. First of all, you said it backwards. I knew what you meant, but you still said it backwards. You meant that gun ownership needs to be a privilege, not a right. No, it does not. Because the Second Amendment is what protects the rest of the amendments, because no matter what the rest of you jabronis think, it ain't about hunting. And it ain't necessarily even about self-defense or defending your family. It's about the ability to stand up against an oppressive government should the need arise. That is, I have been called a lot of things, but this has to be one of the most libertarian concepts for me, because I'm going to tell you what, if it was up to me, I'd have an F-16 in my driveway. And an AH-64 attack helicopter if need be, and whatever else that I could afford. Because that is the whole idea behind the Second Amendment. It wasn't just about mutual defense from our enemies. That's why they specifically mentioned in the oath of office, and pretty much every other oath that anybody takes in this country mentions two very specific things. That they vow to support and defend the Constitution, uphold and defend the Constitution from enemies both foreign and domestic. We seem to forget that and domestic part. All right, so believe it or not, we are just about out of time, folks. Actually, I was on such a tear, I forgot to take the last break. But the good news is, that's not a network break, so they can't really yell at me. All right, so we are, again, just about out of time. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. I'll be back with you tomorrow night to finish out the week, provided, again, I don't have some drunk guy take to a tractor and try to knock out my internet. I blame a couple of competitors, and then they know who they are. Yeah, one of them likes to carry luggage at CPAC, and the other one looks like a human candy dispenser. But on that note, folks, I'll be back with you tomorrow night. This is Rick Robinson. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, and I'm hoping we can do a Jen and Rick here in a couple hours. I know she's in the middle of South by Southwest, so we may not be able to get one of those done tonight. But if we can't, I will definitely let you guys know. And if we can, we'll see you in a couple hours. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. See you tomorrow.
It's running deeper than the ocean. This ain't religion, it's devotion. 3, 6, 5, every minute, every day.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. Later.
Game over, man. It's game over.